Antonio Brown, he is no longer a New England Patriot after the team cut him this afternoon. And hey, you can look at the stats. We all know what a great player he has been. 6 straight seasons with at least 100 catches. That's the longest streak in NFL history right now. None of that seems to matter. More important things at stake. But he's not on a football team anymore. He's done.
Yeah, for the 3rd time in 6 months, a team has parted ways with Antonio Brown. This time, it's the Patriots, 11 days after signing him. The move was made after the NFL opened up an investigation into Brown allegedly sending text messages Wednesday to a second woman who had accused him of sexual misconduct in a story first reported by Sports Illustrated. The team announcing the move in a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "We appreciate the hard work of many people over the past 11 days, but we feel that it is best to move in a different direction at this time." Some bullet points here from that SI story on Antonio Brown. The unnamed woman alleged that Brown made unwanted sexual advances toward her while she painted a mural for him in 2017. The woman told SI she received a group text message Wednesday that included a number that appeared to be the same one Brown gave her in 2017. Now, during the text exchange, the woman believes Brown was encouraging others on the chain to investigate her, calling her a super broke girl and accusing her of fabricating her account of the 2017 incident for cash. The artist is not pursuing charges, according to Sports Illustrated. Now, a statement from Lisa Banks and Deborah Katz, the woman's attorney, on their conversation with the league. Quote, "The NFL has pledged to conduct a thorough investigation under its personal conduct policy. We will cooperate fully with the NFL in this investigation to ensure that the threats and intimidation against our client cease and that she and her family remain safe." In addition to the investigation, the NFL has assured us that they promptly contacted the Patriots and reps for Mr. Brown. The NFL advised us that the Patriots directed Mr. Brown to have no further contact with our client, either directly or through his associates. The NFL also advised us that it contacted Mr. Brown's reps and reiterated that Mr. Brown was to cease and desist efforts to contact or intimidate our client. End quote. Sage?
All right, Kev, longtime Patriots linebacker Rob Ninkovich joins us now live here on SportsCenter. Listen, we've talked to a lot of people so far in the last hour and a half or so, and not too many people seem surprised. You're a former Patriot.
Yep.
Were you?
I think they made the right decision.
So you're not surprised?
Not surprised.
Okay.
Any network, TV network, radio thing, what the first thing they say is New England Patriot Antonio Brown. So the Patriots had to separate themselves from that. And nobody's been talking about the great team that they have right now. They're not talking about the #1 defense or the scoring differential, how great they looked the first 2 weeks. They're talking about one guy. And I can tell you this, playing in New England for 8 years, it's not about one guy. And we saw Bill today having to answer questions about one guy. He wants to talk about the team. He wants to talk about the Jets, they're about to play. He's talking to the team and saying, look, we're going to need to really focus on this team that we're about to play. We got to ignore everything outside of this building. It's not going to help us moving forward. And the Antonio Brown distraction wasn't fair to the guys that are on that roster.
Sure.
To the veteran players.
However,
yes,
everyone knew this is what comes with the territory when you bring an Antonio Brown type person in there. Now you say, wait, but it's the Patriots. And if any franchise can change somebody.
They didn't understand what was going on before they signed him with all the allegations.
Sure.
Exactly. So that changed everything. When it was the Oakland foot issue, not reporting because of the helmet, it was nothing to do with the allegations that are going on right now. And that added way more to this whole thing than what they were willing to deal with throughout the season. If it was just the Oakland stuff going on and he came here and he was working, they like him as a football player.
Sure.
The Patriots like him. Who wouldn't like him as a football player, right? He's a tremendous athlete. But you look at all the stuff that's going on right now, it's a circus. It's becoming a circus to where your team isn't going to be a better team having this guy on there because they're never going to focus. Nobody's going to talk to you about your team. They're going to talk to the Patriots about Antonio Brown. What's moving forward and what is the NFL going to do and what is the outlook here? So they did the best decision for them, for the team, and they moved on from a player that really, they have Philip Dorsett. They have Julian Edelman.
Right.
They have a tremendous running game. They have the pieces there to be the best in the NFL anyway. This guy, he was a racehorse. He looked great. He looked the part. But the baggage right now is not worth the production.
Sure. And I don't, at this
point, the risk
point,
and the reward, it's not there.
Absolutely. I don't think anybody questions this move at all, especially based on what they learned over the last 13 days since agreeing to bring him in. Everybody said once they did bring him in, though, Patriots by far the favorite to win it all again.
Well, how do you, I mean,
Of course. So now I'm saying, and that's my question,
Yeah.
though. So you come back down to earth a tiny bit. How much does this change their offense? I know it was
doesn't
just
change
one
their
game,
offense. It
but
doesn't-
he was productive.
Look, and this is the way that I look at certain things. Before Antonio Brown was Antonio Brown, he had to prove himself in the NFL.
Right.
And I think that there's guys on the roster right now for the Patriots. Philip Dorsett, I'm a huge Philip Dorsett fan. The guy played lights out in the first game, had 2 touchdowns, has caught every single ball that comes his way. So maybe he's the next Antonio Brown. But guess what? He doesn't have all this stuff going
Exactly.
on. And he's been there and he's working hard and he's doing all the right things for that team. So he deserves to catch the football, not Antonio Brown, who was there 11 days and starting all these issues. You know, I'm happy that they were able to do this, that they did this because of the fact of sometimes you get sick and tired of guys getting free passes, even though
Yep.
they're not doing the right things off the field. And the NFL, it's a privilege to play football. It's a privilege. It's not a right. And everyone, you have to be able to be a good person off the field. You have to do the right things. And if you can't, you shouldn't be able to play football. I think it's
We've
simple.
heard it. Actually, I happen to agree with you. I think most people do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we've heard a lot about it throughout the years, and we heard Mike Reese and Adam Schefter as well. There are standards, and there are Patriots standards, and obviously Antonio Brown did not meet the standards of the New England Patriots, and nobody knows more about that than you, Rob Ninkovich. Thanks for your perspective.
Thank you.